Hi everyone, Morten Aastad here with a video that I am making for Mark Morris and Elsa, his dog. Mark Morris made a video, Dog Days of Summer, to celebrate his dear dog Elsa's 10th birthday, which I believe is tomorrow. And he showed some records with dogs, or pictures of dogs, name, the day, title, dog, band name dog, etc. Other people have done this. My initial thought was that I want to do something nice and special for Mark, who I am very fond of, and I'm also very fond of dogs in general. I love dogs. I had a dog. His name was Buster, and he was a boxer. That is my favorite breed. But when he passed away about 2 years before my dad died, I never been in a situation. I'm always on my own. I was working shifts and I was going back and forth between Denmark and Norway a lot. And my dog passing away was pretty traumatic for me. So I made a drawing of Elsa and her squeak toy for Mark, and he really appreciated it, and that really felt good for me. But in the end, I have of course seen that a lot of other people have made videos for Mark and Elsa showing records related to dogs, vinyl records. So what I've done is I grabbed as many of the records that I can find in my collection in some ways related to dogs. They're going to be both CDs and vinyl, so if you are opposed to that, then you might want to skip this video. And also I show a lot of records. So if you want to avoid spoilers or me showing records that you might wanted to show in a video for Mark yourself, maybe skip that as well. So without any further ado, I'm going to show you a bunch of records that have dogs in, or yeah, you know what I mean. So this first batch of CDs are bands with dog in their name, or a title that's somehow related to dog. And I start with maybe the least nice title. This band's name, and this is a CD released in 2004. I do believe they only released one album, and this is Dogs Die in Hot Cars. And Please Describe Yourself is the title of the album. Very nice band. They didn't stay around long. I think they were Scottish. Next up we have Morrissey with I Am Not a Dog on a Chain. A couple of these records that I show today are, big grails for me as far as getting them on vinyl. And if you go on Discogs and check out the price on this one on vinyl, you'll know why I haven't got this one. This is Pearl Jam with their B-side collection, Lost Dogs. We got our wonderful band Suede, who are playing here in Oslo on Saturday, sold out. I was thinking maybe I could ask my nephew to get in there, but with my bad back, I don't think I'll manage that. This is Dogman Star. And next up we have a bit of hard rock, heavy metal, new wave of British heavy metal, legend Saxon with Dogs of War. And I think Jakob already showed that one, but there you are. Next up we have CDs with dogs on them. We have Paul McCartney with his take on the old Abbey Road cover there with Paul is Live. There is the dog, which I think is a distant relative of the sheepdog he had up in Mullow back in those days. We have this is another grail as far as vinyl goes. Check this one out on Discogs and you'll see again why I don't have this. And this is the only album studio album by Weezer I don't have on vinyl. Raditude. Of course, Neil Young with Crazy Horse. Everybody knows This Is Nowhere. We have our good old friend James Taylor with One Man Dog, so both dog in title and on the cover there. Fleetwood Mac with Tusk. There's your dog as well. These are, of course, then albums I don't have on vinyl, which is why I show them on CD. We have Signals by Rush. Got some Canadian in there as well. Got Basement Jacks with Crazy Itch Radio and this oddity of a dog with a body that is a ghetto blaster. And I'm not sure I realized until many years later that this is actually a dog, but this is a deluxe edition of Beck and Odelay. So this cover is a little bit different than the one you're used to. And Beautiful South, one of my favorite bands. I would love these on vinyl. The title is Meow. But as you can see, a bunch of his master's voice dogs sitting there. There are a couple of alternative covers. One of them is a rowing boat far out in the ocean with a bunch of German Shepherd dogs in them. And we have Jethro Tull with This Was, with again whole bunch of dogs down there, as you can see. Next up we have some vinyl. We have Temple of the Dog. Frank Black and the Catholics, Dog in the Sand. And this one's for Mark in particular, I guess. This is Payment with Wowie Zowie. There you go. Next up is The Format with Dog Problems. This is a Vinyl Me Please exclusive I bought a while back, and I just re-listened to it now because of this thread. And I must say, why haven't I listened to this in a long time? And we got Baroness with Purple. And there's your dog there and there. We got Joni Mitchell with Dog Eat Dog. I had hoped to show a Norwegian band with some classmates of mine called Run Dog Run, but I couldn't find the CDs, and I think they're in Denmark in storage somewhere. We have Eric Clapton with There's One in Every Crowd. Happy to get some Australian music in here as well with In Excess, Shabu Shuba. This is the last one I picked because I suddenly remembered, hey, didn't this band have a dog on cover? And the funny thing is, I thought this was Nada Surf, so I grabbed Nada Surf. No, there's no dog. There's just a kid driving into a pool with a bicycle. It was, of course, Tad with Inhaler. There's even two dogs. And next up, one of the most iconic one of them all, Blur with Park Life. And again, two dogs for the price of one. And finally, maybe the most iconic one of them all, Alice in Chains. Would Alice in Chains, but we call it tripod. And finally, towards the end, we have to have a bit of a Scandinavian slant on this, of course. Me being a Scandinavian person, even wearing my Danish fodboldtrøje. And in Scandinavia, you know, where I'm from, dog is hund. Hund in Swedish, hund in Norwegian, and hund in Danish. And we start off in Sweden with Bo Kaspers Orkester. And this wonderful... a dog's nose. I love a dog's nose. And the title of this is Hund, which is dog. Wonderful Bo Kaspers Orkester. And we have the band from Skåne. And when I did my DNA test, I found out that my biggest DNA sample or whatever, 42%, comes from Sweden, and specifically from Skåne. So this is Stenåldern kan börja with Bob Hund. And then we have, this is one of my biggest whales as far as vinyl goes. I nearly bought it last year in Stockholm. I don't remember if the one that I stood with in my hand was an original or the repress. They're both insanely expensive. They cost cross $100 and over that. And this is the Cardigans with Emmerdale, their debut, their proper debut, I guess you could call it. And then we travel to good old Norway. I have this on vinyl, but again, it's in storage in Denmark. So this is Hjernen er alene, which literally or you know, directly translated means the brain is alone. But I suppose the mind is alone or something like that. And this is their wonderful third album by De Lillos. And there is a nice little doggy waiting at the door. And of course, we have to round it up out with the good old Denmark. And I know this has been shown by our Danish friend there, but anyway, this is Kim Larsen with Forklædt som voksen, because this looks to me to be a boxer, and I love boxers. I had to show this one. And wrap it up with some Danish vinyl. This is Den Blå Hund with Gnags, the blue dog. So Mark, I hope you and your lovely dog have a really nice birthday tomorrow. And once you've seen this video and tomorrow maybe celebrated her, I'm sure she would love nothing more than walking the dog, which is the final track on the Rolling Stones debut album. And this is my very old copy of the Rolling Stones debut album, which means I got to show something Scandinavian, and I even got to show In Excess, and maybe even most importantly, before making this video for Mark, was I got to show some Rolling Stones. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, Mark, and again, I wish you and Elsa all the best, and I hope to see you soon, guys, in another video and all that spiel. Take care. Bye-bye.